Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov is an erotic novel that is actually beautifully written. The majority of novels that are centered around a similar subject tend to come off as rather cheesy and remind you more of some cheap teenage fan fiction that you might stumble upon online. By stumble upon, I mean purposefully look for. This is anything but cheesy. It is actually a disturbing subject matter done well in a sense of literary beauty. It is written in a way that actually seems romantic. And that is where its disturbing factor actually comes from. Undoubtedly, sexual relations between an adult and a minor are not only immoral, they're also illegal, and rightfully so. It all comes from psychology, actually. Again, the root is in psychology and physiology. But in this book, we have a controversial moment of: did Lolita really seduce him? She didn't. Let me explain why. Lolita, or in actuality Dolores, she was just a 12-year-old girl. And even if she'd done something quote-unquote provocative, then she did not understand what she was doing, because if you act like a giddy little girl and if you're being flirtatious like a giddy little girl, it's completely normal, because that's how girls tend to act. Usually due to the result of them following the behavior of their older sisters, mothers of friends, etc. Or, well, nowadays mostly mass media. Little girls look at the so-called influencers online and try to monkey them. They copy their behavior and end up in tricky and often dangerous situations. Lolita is a well-written book that has a lot of truly beautiful wordplay, and even the most disturbing scenes, again, it's been subtly disturbing in my opinion. It's not gory, it's not violent, it's a different kind of disturbing. It's similar to Tampa that we've discussed here. It's quite similar to that, but in a much more classy way. You can easily see Nabokov's writing style, although originally he's supposed to be more of a satire writer. This was anything but satirical, in my opinion. Is he a paedophile? Yeah, of course. It is it's much more complex than Tampa, for example. So if you're looking for a lighter read on the said subject, then Tampa would be your way to go. And it's a lot more graphic, in my opinion, again. This one, however, it is actually kind of classy, despite this controversial and horrible subject matter. There is child abuse to a certain degree. It's sexual abuse, but it's equally as psychological as it is physical. I would dare to say. Dolores, also known as Lolita, she is lured into a classical pedophile trap in this case. So if all of the beautiful literature and the style aside, then what we have is a typical case of a child predator. There is a good deal of grooming, there is a good deal of immoral actions. I can see why some people would not even want to consider reading it, simply because, well, we all know what a Lolita is as a term these days. And, well, yeah, the main character is a pedophile, fuck him, lock him up. He's a psycho child predator. Not interested, not going to read. Well, your truth. Yeah, You may think that way, and you're actually kind of right. But again, if you're someone like me who seeks disturbing on all levels and who is interested in literature to a degree that you're actually fascinated by how could a decent author write something so disturbing but in a way that is actually pleasing, well, that's the conflict there. And it allows one who's interested in the psyche of a villain to get this front row view. Like I said, the novel is controversial and scandalous, especially for its time. Well, that scene alone where the girl's legs brush over his excited lap. I'm not going to, oh wow. It would be very erotic and actually kind of hot if it was about two adults, you know, that would be straight up, you know, erotic novel. I wouldn't dare to say porn novel because that's another genre. By the way, if you're interested in me covering porn novels, donate me money. Forget it. Let's start it over again. If you are interested in porn novels and anything pornographic, this is not a channel for that. At least not yet. I have to joke about it, because if you don't joke, if you don't take it at least with a dash of humour, everything we cover on this channel is going to be dead depressing, and we won't be able to even learn anything from it because we will be so depressed, and basically this would close us off from the world, and all you would want to do is just move away and hide and not reappear in public ever again, because you would be suspicious of everything and everyone. Humans are a dangerous species, yes, and the most disgusting ones to boot. So yes, without being overly, how to put it, without being intelligent, let's be blunt for a second, yes, a 30-year-old dude is obsessed with young girls, basically children. Suddenly he falls in love, yeah, let's call it that. That's how he calls it. He gets obsessed. He gets obsessed with this girl in particular, the one he calls Lolita, and in order to be close to her, he marries her mother. Becoming Lolita's stepfather gives him access to her, and he starts sexual relationship with the girl. It's presented as if she is a sexually provocative young girl, a nymphette. That's the term he uses there. And wow, that's a very dangerous read for someone who is not emotionally mature, I would say. Because it's very well written. It might easily trick you into believing that, well, he's doing nothing wrong because those are feelings he's talking about. Yeah, those are feelings, all right, in his fucking crotch. At some point, our professor, the paedophile, I'm gonna call him that because that's what he fucking is, realizes actually that he has ruined the girl's childhood. And read for yourself where that leads and how well it is described. I mean, again, the diary format. I love diary formats, or epistolary format, the letter exchange format, like in Dracula, for example. They seem more personal to me, as if the author doesn't actually exist, and that hits stronger, in my opinion. I recommended a classic, again. Ever since The Clockwork Orange, I don't think there has been a classic recommended. See for yourself, Google it, find it, go to the library. Remember those libraries? They exist. Or if you have it on your shelf, yeah, take it out and give it a read. And remember to watch your children. I will never stop reminding people of that. There will be different subjects covered because disturbing literature varies a great deal. So this is not the last time we look at a so-called classic. I thank you very much, and I ask you to support this video by giving it a boost in a form of an erect thumb and a subscription perhaps. Thanks so much. Have a good day. Take care.